Hello Gatsby team, this is Christoph with a video to describe our strategy for having a bar that can be open while the bookstore is closed while maintaining access to the bathrooms, which is essential. It's a bit of a trick, and Andy, what you had suggested I think is the answer, where we preserve access at the front edge of the street and then along this back side towards the bathrooms. We're doing this by way of a series of bifold doors or a nano moving wall system, which I think we've all seen in convention centers. They're generally not beautiful, but I think they can be executed beautifully with the right material choices. But just to acquaint you briefly with this sketch, you're looking, this is the main entry to the right here. Beyond, you can see our bar window that faces the street. And this is now the bar located directly behind that bar window. And just behind that is the point of sale. So the point of sale and the bar share a sort of back of house in this in-between space. And the point of sale becomes an extension or a part of this wrapper, this idea that we are maintaining, which is the idea that the stacks wrap the space, and that wrapper contains all the books and the merchandise, and becomes the envelope within which the bookstore lives. This wall here registers with one of our trusses. There's one truss that's free floating in the space, and then the third truss over here on the left side of this image is the truss that is also the dividing wall between the bookstore and the office space above. I'm going to move now to some other images that are not as fun to look at, but there's quite a few of them, but I want to describe how these moving walls work. And so actually, before I leave this image, I'm going to say this is our children's area that's tucked back against this wall behind the book wrapper. We're showing a library ladder here. So at a certain datum, we would be proposing that everything above this datum, anything that requires a library ladder, would be your storage, sort of your backstock area. And so this would be curated as display, but also just for storage for you. And this ladder, I think, would be either put in a location that could not be accessed by patrons, or you would simply have the first three rungs blockaded with a sign that says, ask an employee for help. I'm moving now to an image that is the same perspective as the sketch. Orange denotes merchandise stock, and the green that you see here, this sort of sea green, are moving wall partitions. And as I click through these images, you'll see these moving wall partitions go from their stowed position to an opening position to a fully open position, which closes off, in this case, the bookstore from the bar. So this is actually a scene that patrons wouldn't really see. We would be in the closed bookstore in this case, and we would also propose either a shutter window system, similar to what I did at Changing Hands Bookstore, or a roll, basically a roll shade or a rolled door that would close off this point of sale window. But the bookstore itself would be closed off by way of these large sliding barn doors in these cases, these two right here, and then everything else would be closed off by way of a nano wall system or a bifold door system, which you've seen before. And here's a few examples. You can kind of pick any color or material you like. This is a very bright orange, a white, there's glass, there's wood, you can do chalkboard, any number of options. So I think we could dial this in to fit our bar side and our book side as needed. We're looking now at a plan view where you can see the wrapper of the bookstore in orange here, and the stacks centrally located, and then the bar is located towards the front. So this bar has a lounge space off to the side, which would be used during open hours where the bookstore is open, as an extension of the bookstore, and I think that these would work very happily together, just like in the case of Changing Hands Bookstore. And then clicking through, you can see these nano doors are extending from the sides to close off. They're coming into the sides to meet the point of sale freestanding object here, and then this is fully closed off. So now we have a bar that's accessible from the street, and to use the bathroom in the bar, you're using a door here going through this hallway to the bathrooms in the back. And I'm going to click us through a few other perspectives. This one is not so beautiful to look at in this rendered rendition, but you're standing outside the street. This is the bar that faces the street. And then you can see the point of sale and the bar here. And this is clicking through again to close off. So this would be the scene that you would see if the bookstore is closed but the bar is open. This again is just for explanatory purposes, but this is what patrons should never see. This is the bookstore closing off to the bar. And this is viewed from the entry. So in the entry we have a bar that I think I think these two would work well together actually. You could have minimal staff operating at certain times of the day, both the bar and the point of sale. This could be information, it could also be ice cream. And I think that could work, of course, when the bookstore is either open or closed. Here again are the nano bifold doors closing towards the point of sale. And then this is just a straight shot view, kind of looking back. You see the wrapper coming around, coming to the ground here, the bifold door, or in this case, sorry, the barn doors that are recessed into this volume here, and then beyond you can see access into the bathrooms. This right here is actually the door to our new elevator, which I will get into that not in this video, but probably by email. Here's another view sitting in the lounge area. We're now sitting at seated height. We can see the children's area here with a bench. This wall here would be, I think, used for children's. It could be a chalkboard wall, or it could just be a display wall. It could be a wall that's projected on with a short throw projector from here for children to interact with. This is now the bifold doors closing, and then again in the closed position. So we've looked at a lot of different options as how to divide these two spaces, and this seems to be the most pragmatic, the most cost-effective, and the most invisible. What you don't want is a system that is an eyesore, or that is effortful if it's in the open or closed position. I think this is one that has the fewest moving parts, and also when it's recessed, when it's stocked or put away, is the least as obtrusive as possible. So I'll follow up with your other comments by email, but I thought this was the best way to communicate and sort of share the idea with everyone. Hope you're all well, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.